They usually use the butts, right?
I think so, but I'm saying like...
The butt is that's a pretty good design for muling drugs.
I need you to know this is a wild feeling.
Mike Piazza, you're a bitch. It would be funny if boobs got bigger in the same way that wieners got bigger.
My job at birth was just raising two 18-year-olds.
Bartending.
Do you wanna get high when you're on the down low? Come on, answer our questions. Come and be on our show. It's perfectly legal as far as we know. Come on and get high and let yourself go.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Laughing My Gas Off. I'm Dr. Brady, your host, as always. Today we have, what a magnificent moose of a man Chad Daniels is. One of my favorite comedians. Chad, thank you so much for coming today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This is great, and we've been working together this weekend.
Yeah, it's been very fun.
It has been fun. Portland's a good crowd.
It's a great crowd because it's like it pulls from outside of Portland and then you also get people from Portland. So
Yeah.
it's not one big group of everyone agreeing, which
There's
I like.
diversity.
Yeah, I really love
Yeah.
when some people aren't laughing and some people are laughing and then all of a sudden you say something else and everyone switches.
Yeah, do you clock the ones that aren't laughing? Like, I'm gonna get you later. And then you come
Yeah,
back
I
and
just
get-
assume I know when they're going to laugh when
Yeah.
I say the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. We're having a lot of fun. Got a couple more shows tonight. Let me ask you this. Should I not be talking to you before your set?
Oh, I don't care about
You don't care about
No.
that? Okay. That's what. Sometimes, yeah, cool.
You know how like
I'm
when
just
you-
trying to act cool is all I'm trying to do.
You know when you grow up with a bad dad and you go, well, I'm not going to be like this,
I
but
don't
I
know
am
about
going to take notes of what I don't want to be like.
Yeah.
That's what I did coming up through comedy.
'Kay.
I remember when headliners were pricks and I'd be like, all right, I can write down I'm never going to do that,
Yeah.
right? And that's
Yeah.
like, so not talking to me before a show is definitely one of those things. Because I've had headliners do that where they
Yes.
go, I have to get ready. It's like, how long you been doing this shit?
Well, that's what I like. I don't know if there's like a headspace you get into,
No.
or if you like you're listening to like Rage Against the Machine right before you go out. I don't know.
No, you'll never catch me shadow boxing or doing push-ups to get ready. I just
I
kind
do a
of,
little bit of shadow. I do a little bit of shadow boxing.
but I can't do it. I'll get tired. I'll be winded when I walk out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is the podcast where we do incrementally expose our guests to nitrous oxide, laughing gas, as we clean your teeth and ask you hard-hitting questions that are going to be a lot of fun for everybody involved. Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yeah, I've never had laughing gas.
This
so
is going to be great then. This is going to be never.
never, ever.
Never. Do you you drink a little bit?
I don't drink anymore. I'm sober 2 years, and I don't do any drugs. I'm really boring.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: I found a reality I really enjoy, and so then
a
I was
reality
like,
that you enjoy.
So
Okay.
then I'm like, I guess I don't have to do any of that stuff
Yeah.
because I like this.
Oh, I see. Because your real life is good enough that
Right,
you
right,
don't
right,
need
right,
to
right.
escape it.
Yeah, and I'm not suggesting that that's the only reason people drink or do drugs. I'm just saying
That's out
I kind of like being in the zone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And life is good. So you're like, let me just soak this in. That's a great perspective, honestly. Hold that. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Don't do anything with that.
I won't touch it. I will not touch it.
Okay, this is the meth going in.
Yeah,
That's
baby.
why it turns blue.
Yeah, baby. Come on, Walter.
And then a chemical reaction is happening, which is creating something called chloride dioxide. And this is going to clean your mouth better than any mouth rinse on the planet.
Well, that's a bummer. I went to a bakery before this and
Yeah.
had a really amazing bagel sandwich, but I wanted you to have to pick that shit out of my teeth, and this is gonna undo
Well, this
all
is going to
that
make
stuff.
my job a little bit easier.
All right.
Yeah, go switch it. And then, here we go. Hold that. When you feel ready, put that in your mouth. You're your own. You're my own dental assistant today.
Okay.
There you go. How you feel about that?
I feel great. I thought this was the gas. I thought it was coming this way. I was gonna have to
Just
put it
shove it down
in my
your
mouth.
throat.
When I said pull, a piece of spittle went up into the air and
Yeah.
then landed right in my eyeball.
Pretty good.
Oh,
Pretty
that's
good.
nice.
Yeah.
Your spittle.
Yeah.
Do you know, this didn't happen to me, but I believe this to be a true story. A dentist who was a good friend of mine, who I don't think would lie to me about this, hired a girl to be a dental assistant. And early, like in the first week or so, he says to her while a patient is here, can you blow some air on the tooth? She takes her mask off
Oh no.
and blows air from her mouth into the patient's mouth.
Bro, CPR.
And it's like, it's very funny to think about, but it's like, no, you have to fire her. That can't be a long-term hire. So, anyways, I was just thinking to myself, at least it wasn't my spit landing in your eye,
Yeah.
you know.
I was talking to a lady once, and I brought up, she said something about peanuts, and I brought up Jimmy Carter, and she goes, was he a president? And I go, hey, it was great talking to you. Right? You just have to know when to cut ties.
Yeah, that's when you're like, we're done.
Yeah.
That's the end of our story. All right, let's see here. Take a look at that.
Yeah.
No, grab it.
Oh.
Hold it.
Yep.
What do you think that thing does?
This scrapes the plaque off my teeth.
Dude, good job.
Thank you so much.
Okay. What do you think that thing does?
This, this takes the chip out of your body after you get the vaccine.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what about this one? What do you think that does? It has two ends.
Yeah, I feel like this kind of does the same thing the first one does, except the mini version.
So this is called an explorer,
Okay.
and this is a periodontal probe. You
Okay.
see how that has little hashes, little marks?
Yeah.
Those marks are 3 millimeters. You ever see where that? You remember when you're doing your?
Oh, is this a gum checker?
Yeah, it's a gum
Okay.
checker,
All right.
and that measures it. So when they're like 2, 1, 4,
Yeah.
9.
Oh,
6,
you don't want a 9, folks.
No.
You don't want
but
a
that
9.
that means that this goes from there. See that
Yeah.
that goes into your gums that deep.
Okay. Well,
And so you're like, that's too deep.
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. So sometimes I like to hand people these instruments and see what
Sure.
see what you think they do.
That's part of the sound.
Yep, I see it.
Uh-huh.
I clocked it right away.
I've been feeling out with my tongue the whole time.
Yeah, this is a sizable part of the sandwich.
Well, yeah, so I have space in between those teeth.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I'm supposed to do about
A
that.
food trap.
Food trap, baby!
We call that a food trap.
Yeah. That's like a save it for later spot.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
I could probably mule drugs up there.
I mean,
Oh, hey.
you could.
Did I just come up with something really great?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think they do that. Do they do that? They usually use the butts, right?
I think so, but I'm saying like,
The butt is pretty. That's a pretty good design for muling drugs.
I need you to know this is a wild feeling. You know what I just thought is like,
What's that?
when you're on a show with somebody,
Yeah.
you kind of can keep a lot of your private stuff to yourself, and you can let them in on what you want them to be in on.
Yeah.
And now I'm letting you dig around my fucking mouth. This is crazy.
Oh, it's intimate. This is level 1 question.
Oh shit! This is level 1.
This is level 1. Level 1
My
question.
calves are sweating. How is that possible? Get out of here.
What kind of jobs did you do before you became a comedian? Like,
I mean, every job. So,
Every job?
Well, I guess
A lot.
So you're talking about as an adult while I was starting to do comedy?
yeah.
Okay.
I
Just
mean, at some point you said, I'm a comedian now, right?
Yeah,
I mean, at
that's
some
true.
point it happens. I don't know if it's a gradual thing or like a moment where you're like, now this is, what do you do for a living? I'm a comedian.
Sure.
So you started answering the question that way. But like before that, what were your jobs?
just bartending.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, not just. I'm not saying bartending is just a job. I'm just saying like it was the only job I had before.
Yeah.
So as an
Oh.
adult,
So when you said every job, that was a lie.
well,
It's just the
I
one.
thought you meant from birth to now. That's what I thought you were
I
talking
do
about.
want to know what your job at birth was.
My job at birth was just raising 2 18-year-olds.
Bartending. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents were 18 and they had a baby. And I don't know if you've ever seen 18-year-olds, but they shouldn't have babies.
No.
And, I remember a lot of times they'd be like, hey, smell this pepper. And I'd smell the pepper and I'd sneeze and then they'd laugh and all their friends would laugh. I was more of a party favor than a child, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Look what we got. Oh, the Daniels brought their kid again.
Hey, the sneezer's back.
Get the peppers out. Did you know that you're our season 2 finale episode?
I didn't know that.
You did. Because
But if there's anybody watching thinking like, oh man, maybe I still have a chance to get on season 2, nice try.
gone.
Bitch.
Not a chance.
Also, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I don't know because of the gas
Yeah.
how close these two things were together.
Okay.
But when you said open as wide as you can,
Yeah.
and then you went, yeah. I don't think you should do those two things that close together.
That sounded, that was off-putting.
Well, it just seemed like as soon as I opened wide, you acknowledged like, yep, wide enough.
It was like in your mind, I'm saying daddy-like.
In my mind, I was thinking you were saying I could get in there.
Yeah. This is my natural level 2 question.
Sure.
Okay, so here's the thing.
You just turn up the nitrous?
Yeah, we're turning up.
No, no. I'm asking if you did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I snuck it in there. Do people ever yell like your bits at you? Like if they see you, strangers, airports, out and about, and they're like, dude, that's my favorite comedian, Chad Daniels. Do they yell things at you that are references to your bits?
So, not in airports.
Okay.
Normally it happens when I'm at a place where people are drinking, like a casino or something.
Okay.
That happens a lot where they'll be like,
Yeah.
IHOP. A lot of times I'll
Okay.
get, do you want a locker box is a reference to a joke of mine. And
Okay.
so I'll get that quite a bit. But normally people are so respectful. In the airport, they'll kind of walk by and then slowly, it's almost like they're setting something on a table. They'll go, hey, don't want to bug you, big fan.
Oh.
And then they'll walk away and I go, hey man, and I'll say like, hey, pleasure to meet you. And then they'll go, do you mind if I get a picture? And it's like, I don't give a shit if I get a picture.
That's nice.
It's super nice.
Dude, did you hear Shia LaBeouf just was on a podcast talking about Mike Piazza, the Dodger baseball player? Dude, the person asked him.
I think there's going to be a lot of New Yorkers that go, Dodger baseball player. They're going to be mad at you.
Oh, was he a Yankee?
He was a Met for a long time.
Oh, he was a Met. Whatever, dude. The point of the story is Shia LaBeouf was asked, so you sign autographs for people a lot, you take pictures, you like entertain the fans. He's like, yeah, because when I was a kid, Mike Piazza would never sign anything. I sat outside the stadium
Hilarious.
90 times in a row, and this guy signed, and this guy signed, and Mike Piazza never signed. And he looked at the camera and goes, Mike Piazza, you're a bitch. And I thought, and so now he's like, then I came up and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be cool with people and sign their stuff if they're happy to see me. I love it.
Well, you know what Shia LaBeouf never has to do that Mike Piazza had to do?
What's that?
Is make a Z in cursive. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that could have been it. Maybe he doesn't know how to
he's
make
like,
Z's.
I don't know how to do it.
Like a Billy Madison size.
Mike, I'm sorry, Rarudo?
Rarudo? Those are Z's. Level 3 question, Chad.
Yep.
An idea pops into your head. You think maybe that's a comedy bit. Maybe.
Yep.
And there's a process that then happens. The process so when that happens now versus when that happened when you were a beginning comedian,
Okay.
is it the same process now as it was 10, 15 years ago for you, or is that a process that has evolved?
Yeah, it's
Like
pretty...
with the experience now of having a lot of years under your belt.
Sure. I think it's pretty much the same. So, you know, there's that old Hedberg bit where he'd be laying in bed and think of something funny, but his pen wasn't near him. So then he had to convince himself what he just thought was not funny. So he didn't have to get out of bed to write it down.
You just say that's not good.
Yeah. So I kind of like, I'll lay in bed now and I'll think of something. Before, when I was younger, I would wake up, I'd go in the kitchen, I'd write the whole thing down in a notebook, almost like a journal entry.
Yeah.
Now I go, all right, here's the one word I have to remember. And if I remember it, great. And if I don't, then we move on, because I don't get out of bed anymore. But the process is pops into my head. I'll write a word down, a bullet point, and then I'll bring it on stage.
Okay.
And I'll try to flush it out on stage.
Oh.
Is mostly what I do.
So you need you have the idea, and you just go out there and kind of fling yourself out there and start working it out.
Yeah, because if you're writing stuff down in a notebook, it's more like radio, right? You don't really know what the response is.
Yeah.
But on stage, you can gauge the response by the audience's like what the reaction. So,
Yeah.
so like this week, I have had 3 jokes I wanted to work on, and I've worked on all of them, and now they're, they started off as thoughts, and now they're probably 3 minutes apiece.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a good deal.
Yeah, that is a good deal. Why does it that like at nighttime the thoughts come to you? Is it like while you're sleeping? That happens to me too. But a lot of times I turn around and write things down,
Sure.
and it's not as funny
Yeah.
to me the next day.
Yep.
Like I wrote down the other day, I like look at it in the morning, like what did I write down? And then I look at it and it just said, it would be funny if boobs got bigger in the same way that wieners got bigger. Like when you turned a girl on.
Agreed.
All right, level 4 question for Chad Daniels. We're working our way through this. How you feeling? You feeling good?
I feel great.
All right. Is there something that you...
Well, time out.
Yeah.
I'd like the people to know that are watching that I've had about an extra half hour of this nitrous because you were trying to fix a suction leak
Yeah, that's true.
on your water sucker thing over
Yeah.
there.
My water sucker sprung a leak.
So I am fantastic.
Yeah, so you got extra time.
Yeah.
We don't even charge extra for that.
Thank you.
That's great. Is there something that you believed about stand-up comedy that now you don't believe? Like as a stand-up comedian, is there anything that like in your early times you believed in your heart and now you found out, I don't believe that?
Oh yeah, that it was about being funny.
Oh, interesting. What do you believe now? Is it about selling tickets?
Well, it's about a lot of stuff, right?
Okay.
It's like when I started when I was a young warthog.
Back in my day.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. But
Yeah.
you started stand-up and they go, hey, why'd you get into comedy? And you go, oh, because I just have been a fan of stand-up forever. And then now you go, hey, why'd you get into comedy? And they're like, oh, because I have a degree in marketing. And so I thought I'd be able to really rip the roof off of Madison Square Garden if I got into stand-up comedy. There's just a lot of stuff, right? It's like there's a lot of stuff you have to know how to do. And I will tell you, I had 2 goals in stand-up, and it was to have a roof over my family's head and not have a boss.
No.
Those are the 2 things. And I did it, but now you got to know a bunch more stuff.
Yeah.
So
that, okay, that's good.
Not really. I mean, I think for the most part, I think funny gets rewarded in stand-up.
Yeah.
I think there's always going to be some stuff that slips through the cracks, and there could be some people watching right now that go, Chad, you're not funny. What are you talking? And that's fine, right? It's like everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
But I think there are some horrendous acts that have been rewarded.
For sure.
And I think there are some great acts that have been rewarded.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you do you have an aversion to a boss? Is that something that you learned about yourself?
Yeah, I don't think I'm good at it.
Having a boss.
Correct.
That's not good for you.
No.
Yeah.
No, I could never work in
Dude, I'm the
customer
same-
service.
I mean, that's actually one of the reasons, legitimately, why I chose dentistry.
Yeah.
Because I'm like small business owner. I'm like no one tells me what to. I call all the shots.
Yep.
And I like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't think that's necessarily narcissistic. I don't think it's an ego thing. I think it's like, I know that I can't do my best and have someone tell me it's not good enough and me not want to punch them in the face.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh. You know what I didn't even talk about you're newly engaged. This is exciting.
Oh,
Are you pretty excited
son
about
of
this?
A bitch.
I
Yep.
know, I snuck it in there.
No, I just thought you were going to crank this up and then ask me questions about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
That's awesome.
Of course.
You and your fiance is also a comedian.
Yeah.
Very, very good comedian.
Kelsey Cook.
Kelsey Cook.
Yeah.
Have you thought about, is it going to be Kelsey Daniels or
Nope.
Chad Cook?
Nope, neither.
What?
It's going to be Chad Daniels and Kelsey
Can
Cook.
you do that? I thought that's against the law.
Well, you don't get to go to heaven, but you can do it still.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Because I kind of wish I would have taken my wife's name because she was a Jones.
Okay.
And Brady Jones sounds good to me just because I'm such an Indiana Jones fan, like growing up. And then I imagined that at some point I would ask my wife to have sex with me, and she would say, "No time for love, Dr. Jones," which is a reference. It's a very obscure reference, but to me, it's very
Yeah.
meaningful and feels like a missed opportunity.
Well, she could still say that.
I'm not Dr. Jones.
Yeah, but you could role play. I'm just saying.
That's true. I'll try that out. So, okay, so you're not sure the names are going to stay the same. That makes sense because
Yeah.
you guys are both, you know.
Chad Cook sounds like someone that steals from you in a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
Chad Cook pleads guilty on 14 charges of...
Florida man, Chad Cook.
Yeah.
That's right. All right, we're going to do a dramatic reading from a Cheech and Chong movie.
Hold on, I gotta get my...
Lowell, what Cheech and Chong movie is this?
Up in Smoke.
Up in Smoke. All right.
Nope, I can't see it.
Have you seen Up in Smoke?
Maybe a million years ago.
Okay. So this is a scene where I believe the dog ate his weed.
Yeah.
And then there's...
Smoking a joint of unknown origin.
And it's, smoking a joint of unknown origin, and then there's dog poop in the weed.
Okay.
Okay. Man, what is in this shit, man?
Mostly Maui Wowie, man. But it's got some Labrador in it.
What's Labrador?
It's dog shit.
What?
Yeah. My dog ate my stash, man.
Yeah?
I had it on the table and the little motherfucker ate it, man. Then I had to follow him around with a little baggie for 3 days, man, before I got it back. Really blew my dog's mind, you know?
You mean we're smoking dog shit, man?
Gets you high, don't it? I think it's even better than before, you know?
Ah, I wonder what Great Dane tastes like, man. So gross. So gross. Oh, Chad Daniels, everybody.
Thank you so much.
That was great. That deserves something. We did it. We did it. Went through the whole cleaning. It was a little longer than normal because of some technical difficulties, but man,
Yeah, but it felt great.
I didn't see you complain. Not
No.
even once.
No.
This guy had to sit with the nitrous mask on for 30 extra minutes. Not one complaint. A lot of people would have complained. Not Chad Daniels. He's too much of a professional.
Needed the sleep.
How can people interact with you? If someone wants to block you, how would they do? Where would they find you?
Well,
to do
my
that?
phone number is 218. You can find me on social media at thatchaddaniels.com. Now, I'd like to explain that.
Okay, yes, because I was just going to ask you.
That sucks. It seems very like I'm that Chad Daniels, but there was a kid in San Francisco who beat me to every single thing that is social media named Chad Daniels, and so then I just had somebody else pick that, and that's what they picked, and so now I explain it every time I do a show like this.
Would you have changed it if you go back in time? Would you change it to something different?
I probably just would have done a number or something. I don't know. That Chad, it just seems very like I'm that Chad Daniels.
Like, I'm the one.
Yeah.
I'm him.
Yeah.
That's what the kids are saying now these days. I'm him. You're him.
I am him.
You are him.
With
And
a lowercase h.
screw that kid in San Francisco.
No kid.
He's not.
Actually good for him, right?
He's not the real Chad Daniels. Did you offer to buy it?
No.
Oh, no. Some people do.
Yeah, I just don't care enough about it.
That's it. And that's what matters.
Yeah.
Go see Chad wherever he's touring. If he's coming through your city,
Do it.
Go check him out. He's got some podcasts. He has a podcast with Kelsey.
Yeah,
called Pretend Problems.
That's right.
And I stopped going to therapy, and me and my wife just watch your podcast now, and it's
perfect.
It's going bad. We're getting divorced. So, yeah, and then you do another one with Cy Amundson, another
Yep.
great comic,
Yep.
called Middle Somewhere.
That's correct.
And you should go listen to those because they're fantastic.
Please do.
And is there anything else you want to say to the people?
I don't think, no, not to the people. I mean, thank you for watching. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
This is very fun.